Hey guys, I am here to film my Reading Rush wrap up for this year. Reading Rush was a readathon that took place from the 22nd till the 28th of July. It was a lot of fun. They had like a website where you could earn badges and talk to everyone else who was doing it. They had like Twitter events, Instagram events. I definitely participated in the latter half of the Instagram events. The beginning half, well, there's a whole story there. So I'll go into that when I start talking about everything. But basically, I'm going to show you guys what I read, and I'm going to caveat this by, basically, it is the 28th of July right now at like 8 o'clock in the morning. So technically, I have this whole day to be reading. But if I don't film this now and edit this now, so that I can like try and at least get it up within like a weekly time frame, I'm not going to be able to like film this until like 2 weeks from now. Because next weekend I'm out of town visiting my cousins, and I usually can only film on the weekends, so if I'm out of town, nothing gets filmed. So I had to film this now. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys the stuff that I read from essentially the 22nd through the 27th of July for the Reading Rush. And then I'll obviously still be reading some stuff. We'll see. But anything else that I read, I'm actually going to post on Instagram a picture of everything that I read for the Reading Rush. So that picture on Instagram will show you guys the additional stuff that I read for today. And that's just the only way that I could figure out to make this work, because I don't want to not film this and not, I don't want to not film this for like 2 weeks, which just seems ridiculous. So that's the plan, and I've rambled on. So I'm going to ramble on some more because I'm going to tell you about the adventures that was the Reading Rush. So the Reading Rush started on Monday, and the air conditioning in our house went out on Friday. The Friday before. Sweet. And it was like heat surge, 110, 115 degrees outside, and we had no AC. Yeah. So my sister, myself, and the old dog went to a hotel for the night on Saturday because we'd called the AC people and they said, hey, we can't even come until Sunday to even look at it. So Sunday we came back and they were like, it's dead, Jim. There's no fixing this thing. You're gonna have to get a whole new one. Okay. So we went back to the hotel for the night because the dog could not handle it. And then that Sunday night, the power went out. So when we came back on Monday, which was the start of the Reading Rush, there was no power in the house. Yay. So I managed to read some stuff on Monday, but there was like no power in the house, so it was kind of very distracting. Like I went outside and read outside for a little bit because it wasn't like terrible, like we had a storm come through and then like it cooled down, so I read for a little bit outside. But yeah, and we still have no AC like a week later, so there's that. Yay. So anyways, Reading Rush. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the stuff that I read for the challenges, and then I'm gonna go through the stuff that I just read. So first off is read a book with purple on the cover, and I chose to read the first volume of Orphan. This is really cute. I remember watching this with my sister like when it was coming out. He's a sorcerer who used to be like, he was part of some school like when he learned Tower of Fang, like the academy that trained him. And then there was like a curse that befell like his friend when he was there, and he was like, I'm gonna try and save her, and he basically left the school to go rogue and try and save her. And it's like him wandering around trying to figure out how to help her and the shenanigans along the way, and it is just a lot of fun. And I did end up getting the second volume, and I think I gotta let a cat out, so I'll be right back. Cat is out. Okay. The next one I read is read a book in the same spot the entire time. So I actually read outside when it was after the storm, the 12th and 13th volume of Gundam Wing. I mean, I don't really feel like I need to explain Gundam Wing. It's one of the mecha series. It's got my boys. It's getting close to the end. I think 14's the last one, or maybe 15. I don't remember, but it's definitely getting close to the end, and you can tell it's like starting to wrap up. So there is that one, and there's my favorite best boys on the cover. The next one that I read was Read a Book You Meant to Read Last Year, and I'd picked the 5th omnibus of Shaekgeeksout. This has been sitting on the TBR floor for a while, so I was like, I'm going to add this to it. And so I read 5, and then I read 6, and then I read 7, which finishes off Shaekgeeksout. I don't want to get too into it because spoilers, but I feel like Shaekgeeksout has been around for a long time, so if you are going to have read it, you would have already read it, and if you're not going to read it, then obviously you wouldn't have read it yet. But like the ending was kind of lackluster for me, which was really upsetting because I remember like really enjoying this when I read it back in the day. I love the main character, I love the whole dynamic, it's really cool, but it just kind of didn't end. I was kind of hoping like it would have a conclusion. Like the thing that he's like trying to like figure out what happened in 6 and 7, it doesn't get resolved. It's just kind of like, okay, and the end, and it's like, okay. And then I know there's Shaekgeeksout Ray, which I think is just like side stories or like stories like in the middle of this, because there's, I don't want to say it too much, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they're in the middle because of the story that I can tell is from that section of it. So I don't think like this ended, and I don't know if it just didn't end, like they didn't like continue and finish it, or if that's the end and they just left it like unanswered. I don't know, but it was okay. So I finished that, which is great because that is also part of my Operation TBR, so I can like be like, yay, this is done. The next one that I got is Read an Author's First Book, and I ended up reading this honker of a book. It is a 3-in-1. It is massive. And it was actually super cute. It was about the main character who is basically a shut-in, getting a part-time job, basically his mom was like, I'm not paying for you anymore, get a job, be a loser. So he ended up getting a job where, basically, it's a manga artist who is using him as his muse because he wants to write a series about like what this main character is. They call it like Shaklin, which is Shy Lonely Chicken. So like he wanted a series about a Shaklin. So he basically is using him as his muse, but he told him that he's actually a psychologist who's trying to cure him. So it's kind of hilarious. It's a lot of fun. It has a super cute ending. Like the ending is adorable. Like, I would say obviously get this on a sale because it's like $30, which I mean, technically it's 3 volumes, so I mean, that's 10 each, which isn't terrible, but I would definitely get it on a discount because I'm sure you can find it on Amazon or wherever for sale. But it was super cute. So I would definitely recommend that one. The next one that I read is Read a Book with a Non-Human Man Character. And I ended up reading Dragon Goes House Hunting. He's just trying to find a home. We end up with a princess in this volume. I mean, it's just cute. It's just cute and fluffy. Another one that I ended up adding to this is not one I originally picked, but I did read it, so I was like, well, I'll just add it to it. So I read the 3rd volume of Yankees, which is the characters personified as cats. I mean, do I really need to explain more why I like this manga? They're all cats. End of story. Cats. Okay. Cats. So the next one is pick a book that has 5 or more words in the title. So I read the next volume of Sleepy Princess and the Demon Castle. This one got funny. Like, she wants something from her old bedroom, so they go back to the human kingdom. It's just hilarious. It's just a lot of shenanigans, this thing. I really enjoy it. And the next one, yeah, I forgot about that. Read and watch a book to movie adaptation. So obviously, I ended up saying that I was going to read the fifth volume of Our Horror Ride, which I did, and it was super cute. It continues on. I kind of like this new character that's got thrown into the mix. I know, like, that's not gonna happen, but he's kind of freaking adorable. He's adorable. So I kind of really like him. So maybe I won't like him later, but we'll see. But so far I like him. He's cute. So I was gonna like watch the first episode of this series. I didn't. Oops. Maybe I'll watch it today, we'll see, or maybe I'll just read manga. I mean, I kind of figured that one was the one that wasn't going to happen, so I'm not at all surprised, because this is me and watching anime. So there's that. Okay, so those are the things that I read that were actually on the TBR. Well, some of them weren't, but they continued on. So these are the ones that I read yesterday, because I basically finished I finished this one on Saturday, and then I just started picking stuff from my stack. So the first thing that I read, and I've been meaning to read this one, is Aria. This is gorgeous. Like Tokyo Pop. Dang, people, you did an amazing job. Like, let me see if I can find, like, there was like some really gorgeous, there's just really gorgeous art. Like, look at that. This thing is just full of gorgeousness. This art is gorgeous. So this is about a main girl. She moves to like the city of water essentially because she wants to be a gondolier, which sounds like such a like weird premise. And I was like, but it's so. I mean, look at that. It's so pretty. It's so pretty, and it's such a nice. Like they did a very well job on this. I mean, I don't see a lot that have like these French flaps. So they did a really good job on this one. I actually ended up ordering the second volume because I want to see what happens, because it's just super like slice of lifey cute. So there's that one. The next one that I ended up, sorry camera. Next one I ended up reading is the 10th volume of To Your Eternity. This is like really starting to ramp up with the battle with the Nyonkers. Is that how you say it? So yeah, it's kind of like getting to, I don't know if this is like getting to a conclusion, because it's like they're getting ready for like the big battle, and I don't know if that's like, the big battle's like it, or if it just continues on. But it's definitely getting interesting, so I'm looking forward to the next volume of that. I feel like that could potentially be ending soon, I'm just not sure. And then the next one that I read was the next volume of Tokyo Chariba Girls. Oh my gosh, another cliffhanger, guys, you're killing me here with these. So this is the girls in their 30s who are just trying to figure out what life. They all said they want to try and like get married and settle down by the Tokyo Olympics, and they're running out of time, and it just continues on. Yeah, it got really interesting with Kai, is that his name? Ki? I don't know, but it got really cliffhangery and really interesting, and I really want to see the next volume. Actually, I think, does that come out in August? Or am I mixing it up? I don't know, I just pre-ordered like a boatload of stuff in August. Like, basically I went to Right Stuff because they were doing the Kiyoani donations. So I ended up donating for Kiyoani, and I ended up buying, what is it? The Dragon Maid series, so that like the proceeds would obviously, well, you know, the money that they would get for it being sold would go to them too. And then I bought like all my pre-orders for like August. There was like 18 of them, oh my god. So yeah. And I feel like that might have been on the list, but I might be just messing it up, so what do I know? So anyways, the last one that I ended up reading was actually the I Married My Best Friend to Shut My Parents Up. It's super cute. I know that a lot of people, like Shaekgeeksout, really enjoyed this, and a lot of other people did enjoy this. I mean, it's just a cute little one-shot Yuri where basically this girl, her parents have been trying to convince her to like settle down and get married, and she's just not about that at all. She just doesn't care. She just wants to focus on work. So her like best friend proposes, hey, why don't we get married? And then that'll, you know, make your parents stop trying to get you to, you know, marry a dude. So they ended up getting like married. Their prefecture allows them to get married, so they end up like getting a license and they're married, and then they live together, and it's just super cute. It's so cute. So I kind of hope like Well, you'd be afraid because it's the author of the Natsumi Trap, which I read that first volume and I was not about that life. So maybe it's just that one you have to avoid. Don't read that one. But maybe your other stuff is good, because this is super cute. I wouldn't mind seeing like what else she did besides that one. So anyways, that is everything currently that I've read for the Reading Rush. I definitely had a lot of fun with this. I'm looking forward to doing it again next year. And yeah. So stay tuned for if you guys are not following me on Instagram and you want to see what else I read for this, please do. It's always linked down below. I'm having a lot of fun with the Instagram. I post like so many random things. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys later for the next video. Everyone have a very good rest of the day. Bye!